In the digital age, love doesn't always start face-to-face. Sometimes it begins with a notification, a message, a comment. But how do you know if someone's feelings go deeper than friendship? Today, we're decoding the digital signals that someone online might be falling for you. Let's dive into the psychology of online attraction. Chapter 1. They remember the small details. They bring up something you mentioned 3 weeks ago in a casual conversation. They remember your favorite song, that random story about your childhood pet, or that you have an important meeting on Tuesday. They're not just reading your messages, they're studying them. Psychological insight is we remember details about people we care about. The brain prioritizes information about those who matter to us. Also, the sign is that they reference things you forgot you even told them. Chapter 2. Their response time is suspiciously fast. No matter when you message, they respond within minutes. It's like they're waiting for your notification. Even when they're busy, somehow your messages get priority. They might play it cool occasionally, but the pattern is clear. They're always available for you. What it means? You may ask, and it means you're on their mind enough that they're checking for your messages. Also, this confirms everything. They respond to you faster than they respond to anyone else in group chats. Chapter 3. They use your name often. While texting others, they're casual. But with you, they pepper your name throughout conversations. Hey name. How was your day? That's funny, name. Research shows we use people's names more when we're attracted to them. It creates intimacy. Psychological effect happens when hearing or reading our own name activates pleasure centers in the brain. Digital tell. They personalize messages to you in ways they don't with others. Chapter 4. They react to everything you post. The moment you post anything, a story, a photo, a random thought, they're the first to react. Every single. They like, comment, share. They're not just passively scrolling, they're actively watching for you. Social media psychology. Consistent engagement is a form of digital presence. They're saying, I see you, I'm thinking about you. Pattern. They engage with your content more than people who claim to be your best friends. Chapter 5. They find excuses to message you. Hey, random question. This reminded me of you. You'll love this meme. They're creating reasons to stay in contact. The content matters less than the connection. They're not actually confused about that simple question, they just want to talk to you. What it actually means is, I'm thinking about you and needed a reason to reach out. Chapter 6. Their texting style changes with you. You've seen how they text others. Short, casual, minimal effort. But with you, full sentences, proper punctuation, thoughtful responses, maybe even emojis they never use with anyone else. They're putting in effort because you're worth it to them. Communication investment. We mirror the communication style of people we want to impress. The difference? Compare how they text in group chats versus your private conversations, night and day. Chapter 7. They share personal things with you. They open up about their fears, dreams, insecurities, and past. Things they don't post publicly or share in group settings. They're letting you into their inner world, creating emotional intimacy that goes beyond surface-level friendship. Vulnerability equals trust equals attraction. We're drawn to people we feel safe being real with. What they're saying. I trust you with the parts of me I don't show everyone. Chapter 8. They're curious about your life. They ask follow-up questions. They want to know about your family, your job, your hobbies, your opinions. They remember your friends' names. They ask how that thing you mentioned last week turned out. This isn't small talk. It's genuine interest in who you are. Attraction indicator. When we're interested in someone romantically, we want to know everything about them. The investment. They're building a mental database of information about you. Chapter 9. They get jealous of others you mention. When you mention hanging out with someone else, their energy shifts. The responses get shorter. They might make subtle comments or ask probing questions. Oh, who's that? You two seem close. They're trying to gauge if there's competition. Emotional leak. Jealousy is hard to hide, even through text. This is also a sign. They're more interested in who you're spending time with than what you're doing. Chapter 10. They use a lot of emojis and exclamation points with you. Their messages to you are noticeably more enthusiastic. Lots of love emojis and laughing emojis. They're trying to convey warmth and emotion through text. They want you to feel their positive energy, even through a screen. Digital body language. Emojis are the facial expressions of online communication. What this actually means is, their messages to you look happy, while messages to others are neutral. Chapter 11. They notice when you're offline. Haven't heard from you today, everything okay? They notice changes in your patterns. If you usually talk daily and you go quiet, they reach out. They're tuned into your digital presence because you matter to them. Attention equals affection. We notice absences of people who occupy our thoughts. Care. They're checking in not because they're clingy, but because they genuinely care. Chapter 12. They remember your schedule. How did your presentation go? Isn't today your mom's birthday? Good luck on your exam. They're tracking your life events and showing up with support. They've mentally noted your important moments. Investment level. This requires active attention and care. Hallmarks of romantic interest. What it shows. You're a priority in their mental calendar. Chapter 13. Late night conversations go deep. Those 2 a.m. conversations where you both can't sleep turn into philosophical discussions, life stories, and vulnerable confessions. The late night hours create intimacy. You're the person they want to talk to when the world is quiet. Psychology of late night talks. Reduced inhibitions plus darkness plus privacy equals deeper connection. The significance. They choose to spend their vulnerable hours with you. Chapter 14. They try to make you laugh. They send you memes, jokes, funny videos. Anything to hear that you're smiling. They remember your sense of humor. When you say ill or laughing emojis, you can almost feel their satisfaction through the screen. Humor equals connection. Making someone laugh is a form of flirtation and bonding. The effort they put means. They're curating content specifically for your enjoyment. Chapter 15. They hint at meeting in person. We should totally hang out sometime. If you're ever in my city, I wish we lived closer. They're testing the waters about taking this online connection offline. They're imagining what it would be like to be with you in real life. The transition, moving from digital to physical, is the natural progression of online attraction. What they're really saying. I want this to be more than just messages. Chapter 16. They get nervous or awkward sometimes. You notice typos in their messages that they quickly correct. They overthink their responses. Maybe they've admitted to reading your message several times before knowing how to reply. This nervousness is a sign they care about what you think. Anxiety equals investment. We don't get nervous around people who don't matter to us. The sweetness. Their vulnerability shows authenticity. Chapter 17. They're interested in your love life. So, are you seeing anyone? They try to casually drop this question into conversation. They want to know if they have a chance. If you mention dating someone, watch how the energy changes. They become quieter or change the subject. The real question behind the question. Can I be the one you're seeing? What it means that they're gauging their opportunity. Chapter 18. They mirror your communication style. If you text with lots of detail, they do too. If you send voice messages, they start sending them. If you use certain phrases or emojis, they adopt them. This mirroring is subconscious. We naturally sync with people we're attracted to. Psychological mirroring. It's a sign of rapport and attraction. The synchronization. Your digital rhythms are aligning. Chapter 19. They remember and celebrate your wins. New job. They're cheering. Finished a project. They're congratulating. Tiny achievement. They're celebrating like it's huge. Your happiness genuinely makes them happy. They're emotionally invested in your success. Chapter 20. They hint at the future with you. When we finally meet. You'd love this place, we should go. Next year we should. They're including you in their future, even hypothetically. They're imagining a timeline where you're still in their life, or more than that. Conclusion. The final truth. Online connections can be tricky. Without body language and face-to-face interaction, we rely on patterns, timing, and effort to decode feelings. But here's what psychology tells us. When someone is interested, their behavior is consistent. These signs aren't one-offs, they're patterns. If you're seeing multiple signs consistently, there's a good chance their feelings run deeper than friendship. Question is, how do you feel about them? Have you experienced any of these signs? Or maybe you've done some of these yourself. Drop a comment and let's discuss. If you want more psychology insights on modern relationships and digital communication, subscribe and hit the notification bell.